House Targaryen's problem is that they are all spoiled brats. That's it. It's just that simple. Now, over the last year of me being a part of this fandom, the house that is definitely most frequently talked about is House Targaryen, and it makes a lot of sense since they are key players in the main series. They have their own dedicated book, their own dedicated show, and just get a lot of time on screen compared to the other houses. And what I've seen happen regarding discourse around the Targaryens is people have a lot of disagreements as to why they exist in the capacity that they do, what went wrong with House Targaryen, and people will come up with all of these different answers, such as the Targaryens have this madness trait that the other houses don't have, and that's why some of them go crazy, or that people have been plotting against them all along, and all of the other houses and all of the Macers that are supporting these houses have been manipulating House Targaryen to tear them apart from the inside, and that's why there were so many civil wars and so many betrayals. And while some of that may be true in some small capacity, I feel a lot of people miss the crux of why House Targaryen falls apart, and that's simply just because they are all spoiled brats. From the time that House Targaryen is founded, when Aegon conquers Westeros with his sister wives, the Targaryens become spoiled. This is something we see immediately with his children. There is a succession crisis with the second generation of Targaryens, with Maegor the Cruel and Aegon the Uncrowned. It's not something that just popped up randomly regarding the Dance of the Dragons. There is a massive, long-standing issue in House Targaryen over the matter of succession. And the reason this issue exists in any capacity at all is because all of these people are told from the time that they are born that they are special, that they are closer to gods than men, that they are above everyone else around them. House Targaryen has a real issue with the way in which the children are raised, and a lot of this ties to the fact that they have power and control over the dragons. The dragons give them this sense of security that no one else in Westeros has. That, mixed in with the fact that they have this beautiful silvery hair and purple-violet eyes, makes everyone else around them also feel like they are special. But the hard truth of the matter is that aside from the fact that they have this weird blood magic ritual tied to the dragons, there isn't really much special about House Targaryen at all. Sure, they are lightly magical, and there are many individuals throughout Targaryen history that demonstrate this magical quality, but there are countless other houses that also have magical qualities. House Dane has magical qualities. The Reeds have magical qualities. The Starks have magical qualities. The Targaryens are not as special as they think they are, and they're not as special as everyone else thinks they are. And this is the hard truth that I believe seeps into the subconscious of many of these Targaryens that we see throughout the main series. A great example of this, even though this happens after the Dance of the Dragons, is a character I covered yesterday, that being Aerion Brightflame. Aerion is told from a very young age that he is special, that he is closer to a god than a man, even though he doesn't have a dragon. And because of this, because he feels like he is special, when in the tangible reality he understands that the people around him are not so different than him, he has to actively put down the people that he sees in order for himself to rise above them. It's an active decision and reaction to the Targaryen way of life. And this is something that we see constantly throughout the Dance of the Dragons. People get very lost in the discourse that is discussing why the Dance of the Dragons started. And there are many reasons that it does begin, but it is all backed by the fact that every single person in House Targaryen at this point and surrounding House Targaryen is spoiled and is doing everything they possibly can to latch on to any form of power in any way possible. When the dance begins, all of the politics aside, the mass destruction that having dragon on dragon fighting can cause, that they knew could be caused at that very moment, should have been enough for many of them, if they were fully functioning and properly adjusted individuals, to say, whoa, I know we have our differences, I know we all want power, but if we do this, no one's going to win. The realm is going to burn and we're going to have nothing at the end of this. But because every single Targaryen child was told from the time that they were born, from the time that they laid their eyes on a dragon or a dragon egg, that they are special, they are powerful, they are entitled to more than everything else, that turns them against one another and causes the biggest Targaryen civil war and weakens them for the rest of their run as the lords and leaders of Westeros. And this is something that we see during the Blackfyre rebellions as well. The reason the Blackfyre rebellions start at all is just a lot of people have really big egos because they believe that they are special and they want to be the rightful rulers of Westeros. A lot of people like to blame a lot of what happens on this Targaryen madness trait, and they will overlook just the crucial and key aspect that the Targaryens fall apart not because they are mad, not because of all these little single circumstances that happened a few times throughout 300 years of history, but due to the fact that nearly every single Targaryen child is a spoiled brat. And the only characters in the Targaryen line that we get to see as actual quality leaders, such as the likes of Baelor Breakspear, are mainly that way because they were disconnected from the traditional way of a Targaryen being raised. Another great example of this is Aegon V. Dunk, at the end of the Hedge Knight, talks to Maekar and tells him, the reason your son is insane, the reason all of these Targaryens keep going mad, isn't any stupid little issue, it's your way of life. If you let Egg come with me and see what the real world is like for the small folk, for the regular people, he would probably be better off for it. And Maekar, in all of his brooding glory, even though this heavily angers him, and under normal circumstances isn't something that he would stand for, admits to himself that Dunk is right, that there is a truly, genuine, awful problem with the way House Targaryen raises the children of that house. And that's why he lets Egg go with Aegon. And I believe the person who sums up all of these ideas is just Daenerys. Daenerys is one of the few Targaryens that isn't a spoiled brat. Daenerys isn't raised in the traditional Targaryen way. She isn't raised with wealth and glory and gems and told that she's better than everyone else, told that she's allowed and everything is guaranteed for her and that she's above every single other person she meets. She is raised as a peasant, on the run 24/7. When she becomes more powerful, she is with her people. She isn't with the Targaryens that are telling her that she should burn people alive, or that she is able to kill people for just existing if they disagree with her. And we see that Daenerys, even though she's very, very young throughout the main series, is significantly more well-adjusted than many of the Targaryens throughout Targaryen history, because she wasn't raised as a true Targaryen. I also want to make this clear, this is an issue that stems to many other lords and many other houses as well. It is just the most prevalent with House Targaryen, because they are the house that we see the most, spend the most time with, and the house that just simply has a whole book dedicated to this idea. But yeah, a lot of people try and find a million different reasons as to why House Targaryen imploded in on itself. They will blame madness, they will blame conspiracy theories. The truth of the matter is, House Targaryen was always doomed to fail from the start, based solely off of the fact that their way of life is inherently toxic. They spoil the crap out of all of their children, and they just simply aren't down-to-earth people. It's just that simple. So with all that being said, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video and what kind of content you want to see from this page moving forward, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.